What's really good?
How you doing? My name's Ryan.
I'm Victor.
Welcome to our musical Odyssey.
Your music discovery and discussion channel.
This is what we sipping on.
Today, I've got my brother reacting to the requested track, Immortal Technique, my personal favorite rapper. The track is the legendary Dance with the Devil.
Corrupted young mind at the age of 13. Nigga never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put the pipe down, but for every year she was sober, her son's heart simultaneously grew colder.
All right, before we get started, just a quick FYI. We play the track all the way through so we can actually listen to it, and for those listening to the track the first time, you can hear it uninterrupted.
Can you hear me, dummy?
Did that clear, dummy? Through your dirt.
So if you're tuning in for the very first time, just know you can view the time codes down below if you're not trying to hear the track all the way through because you've heard it before. You're just simply looking to get to the discussion. Yep.
You know right where you need to skip to. Also, we've got other useful information down there, like our the requested tracks. We've got a list of that, as well as the tracks we're going to do the following week, if you're interested. So yeah, if you're not interested in an actual discussion about the music, you're on the wrong channel. We don't just listen to the track and say that was cool, moved it to the next one.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, we actually talk about the track. So, with this track, Immortal Technique, Dance with the Devil, this is likely to be a lengthy discussion. So he's, like I said, he's definitely my favorite lyricist, my favorite rapper. Every single track, the way he puts together his metaphors and the message behind it, on every single track, it's always just so ill. And yeah, I don't know of anybody who comes close. Nas, yeah, Nas is obviously a legend. He doesn't put, Immortal Technique is a lot more raw than Nas was, so or is. So yeah, both intellectually they're pretty comparable, but Immortal Technique is way harder with the way he comes at his rhymes. So. Okay. Yeah, so this is a pretty heavy track, so we're starting with this one so we have the opportunity to kind of clear our minds out. It's not my favorite track of his just because it is really dark. Gotcha. And the first time I listened to it, it's almost like listening to like a horror movie. Like it's really, I mean, that's the feel or the vibe that it gave me. So it hits you really heavy. The ending is just, man, it's a heavy track. So without any more bullshit, if you're listening with us, grab your drink.
The whole bottle.
The whole bottle. Turn your sound systems up, put your headphones in.
Come here real quick. Smoke.
Hell yes.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
I once knew a nigga whose real name was William. His primary concern was making $1 million, being the illest hustler that the world ever seen. He used to fuck movie stars and sniff coke in his dreams. A corrupted young mind at the age of 13. Nigga never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put the pipe down, but for every year she was sober, her son's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started hanging out, selling bags in the projects, checking the young chicks looking for hit and run prospects. He was fascinated by material objects, but he understood money never bought respect. He built a reputation cause he could hustle and steal, but got locked once and didn't hesitate to squeal. So criminals he chilled with didn't think he was real. You see, me and niggas like this have never been equal. I don't project my insecurities on other people. He fiended for props like addicts with pipes and needles, and so he felt he had to prove to everyone he was evil. A feeble-minded young man with infinite potential, the product of a ghetto-bred capitalistic mental. Coincidentally dropped out of school to sell weed, dancing with the devil, smoked until his eyes would bleed. But he was sick of selling trees and gave in to his greed. Everyone tryna be trife, never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So Billy started robbing niggas, anything he could do to get his respect back in the eyes of his crew. Starting fights over little shit up on the block. Stepped up to selling mothers and brothers the crack rock. Working overtime, making money for the crack spot. Hit the jackpot and wanted to move up to cocaine. Fulfilling the Scarface fantasy stuck in his brain. Tired of the block niggas treating him the same. He wanted to be major like the cutthroats and the thugs. But when he tried to step to him, niggas showed him no love. They told him any motherfucking coward can sell drugs. Any bitch nigga with a gun can bust slugs. Any nigga with a red shirt can front like a blood. Even Puffy smoked the motherfucker up in the club. But only a real thug can stab someone till they die. Standing in front of them, staring straight into their eyes. Billy realized that these men were well guarded, and they wanted to test him before business started. Suggested raping a bitch to prove he was cold-hearted. So now he had a choice between going back to his life or making money with made men. Up in the sight, his dreams about cars and ice made him agree a hardcore nigga is all he ever wanted to be. And so he met them Friday night at 2:45. Everyone tryna be trife, never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. They drove around the project slow while it was raining, smoking blunts, drinking and joking for entertainment, until they saw a woman on the street walking alone, 3 in the morning, coming back from work on her way home. And so they quietly got out the car and followed her. Walking through the projects, the darkness swallowed her. They wrapped her shirt around their head and knocked her onto the floor. This is it, kid, now you got your chance to be raw. So Billy yoked her up and grabbed the chick by the hair and dragged her into a lobby that had nobody there. She struggled hard, but they forced her to go up the stairs. They got to the roof and then held her down on the ground, screaming, "Shut the fuck up and stop moving around." The shirt covered her face, but she screamed and clawed. So Billy stomped on the bitch till he broke in her jaw. Them dirty bastards knew exactly what they were doing. They kicked her until they cracked her ribs and she stopped moving. Blood leaking through the cloth, she cried silently. And then they all proceeded to rape her violently. Billy was made to go first, but each of them took a turn, ripping her up and choking her until her throat burned. Her broken jaw mumbled for God, but they weren't concerned. When they were done and she was lying bloody, broken and bruised, one of them niggas pulled out a brand new 22. They told him that she was a witness for what she'd gone through, and if he killed her, he was guaranteed a spot in the crew. He thought about it for a minute, she was practically dead, and so he leaned over and put the gun right to her head.
I'm falling and I can't turn back. I'm falling and I can't turn back.
Right before he pulled the trigger and ended her life, he thought about the cocaine with the platinum and ice, and he felt strong standing along with his new brothers. Cocked the gat to her head and pulled back the shirt cover, but what he saw made him start to cringe and stutter, cause he was staring into the eyes of his own mother. She looked back at him and cried cause he had forsaken her. She cried more painfully, and when they were raping her, his whole world stopped. He couldn't even contemplate. His corruption had successfully changed his fate, and he remembered how his mom used to come home late, working hard for nothing, cause now what was he worth? He turned away from the woman that had once given him birth, and crying out to the sky cause he was lonely and scared. But only the devil responded cause God wasn't there, and right then he knew what it was to be empty and cold. And so he jumped off the roof and died with no soul. They say death takes you to a better place, but I doubt it. After that they killed his mother and never spoke about it. And listen, cause the story that I'm telling is true, cause I was there with Billy Jacobs and I raped his mom too. And now the devil follows me everywhere that I go. In fact, I'm sure he's standing among one of you at my shows, in every street cipher listening to little thugs flow. He could be standing right next to you and you wouldn't know. The devil grows inside the hearts of the selfish and wicked. White, brown, yellow and black color is not restricted. You have a self-destructive destiny when you're inflicted, and you'll be one of God's children that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So when the devil wants to dance with you, you better say never, because a dance with the devil might last you forever. Motherfuckers thought it was over, huh? But it's not. You didn't count on a fallen angel getting back into the grace of God and coming after you. Y'all niggas ain't shit. Your producers ain't shit. Your fucking A&R ain't shit. I'll fucking wipe my ass with your demo deal. Yo, Diabolic, take this motherfucker's head off!
Go ahead and grip blocks. I'll snap your trigger finger in 6 spots. You'll have to lip lock with hypodermic needles to lick shots. I watch you topple flat. Put away your writtens and holla back. Can't freestyle, you're screwed off the top like bottle caps. Beneath the surface, I'm overheating your receiver circuits by unleashing deeper verses than priests speak in churches. What you preach is worthless. Your worship defeat the purpose, like President Bush taking bullets for the Secret Service. Beyond what y'all fathom, I shit on cats and jaw tap them. Show no compassion like having a straight-faced orgasm. Tour jack 'em, have his half a 10 bitch suck my friend's dick. In the meantime, you could French kiss this clenched fist. Diabolic, a one-man brigade spreading cancer plague. Fist fucking a pussy's face, holding a hand grenade. So if I catch you bluffing, faggot, you're less than nothing. I just had to get that stress off my chest like breast reduction.
You motherfuckers are nothing. You cannot harm me. I'll resurrect every aborted baby and start an army. Storm the planet hunting you down, cause I'm on a mission to split your body into a billion one-celled organisms. Immortal Technique could destroy your religion, you stupid bitch. You're faker than blue-eyed crackers nailed to a crucifix. I'm about to blow up like NASA Challenger computer chips. Arsenic language transmitted revolutionarily. I'm like time itself, I'm gonna kill you inevitably. Chemically bomb you, fuck using a chrome piece. I'm illmatic, you won't make it home like Jerome's niece. I'll sever your head diagonally for thinking of dissing me, and then use your dead body to write my name in calligraphy. This puppet democracy brainwashed your psychology, so you're nothing like diversity without equality. And your crew is full of more faggots than Greek mythology. Using numerology to count the people I sent to heaven produces more digits than 22 divided by 7. You like Kevin Spacey, your style is usually suspect. You never killed a cop, you not a motherfucking thug yet. Your mind is empty and spacious, like the part of the brain that appreciates culture in a racist. Face it, you're too basic, you never gonna make it. Like children walking through Antarctica butt naked.
Had to let that bonus track roll through because that shit was hard as fuck.
Went from telling the story to talking shit. Straight up.
All right, man. What'd you think?
He said I had to get this shit off my chest like breast reduction. He said, fuck you and your blue-eyed white Jesus. Jesus. He fucked his moms, yo. His moms. That's some twisted shit, bro.
Don't you get? It was a dark track, bro.
Dude, that's some twisted ass shit.
Jumped off the fucking roof and died with no soul.
Don't go chasing waterfalls. No, I liked it. It was dope. Immortal Technique. I've heard you've played a couple of his tracks.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Before. I might not be able to remember them off the dome.
It's been a long time.
It's been a while, but he's metaphorical. He's a damn good storyteller. I don't know how to take that shit though. Like for real, I really don't. I don't know how to take it. Just like I get it. I understand the whole entire moral of it. Like the whole basically, it's like you trying to be a thug when really you're not. You're not a thug. So in this situation, William Billy, or are these two separate people? William. Okay. Whatever it was. Well, William was trying to be a thug. He liked the facade. He wanted to live that Scarface dream. And he caught himself dancing around real devils. So, look at
what
this
that shit looked like for real.
Yeah. So look at this, like basically putting yourself in a position that you're not supposed to be in just because you like the facade of it. A facade isn't always what it seems. So if you're not about that life, don't be about that life, because it's real. Shit's real. I ain't about that life. Seen some shit. I know some niggas that's about that life. I ain't about that life. I'm cool. I'll let my niggas handle that shit for me. You trying to square up, I'll beat your ass. But I ain't gonna rape no women or shoot no motherfuckers or snort no cocaine or anything like that. I might smoke some weed. I'll drink with you. But I ain't trying to do all that extra shit. I ain't selling
Right.
no crack cocaine. I ain't doing all that. Like, fuck all that shit. Nah, it's like I'm, you know what's really crazy about this track? It kind of reminded me of, you know, he mentioned Scarface.
Yeah.
Whenever that movie came out, and even then to this day, it's still a movie that attests to its time, you know. I could show a young individual, probably 16, 17, maybe even 15, 14, 13, that movie, and most of the male generation, especially in this generation, would be influenced to the actions and not the actual message behind the movie itself.
Right. Yeah, it's like all that they see the surface elements. Oh, that's
Right,
dope. I want to
right,
do that.
yeah,
And that's
exactly.
exactly the point he was
But
making
you're
here.
not-
is
yeah,
you're
not
fulfilling the
catching
Scarface
back.
fantasy.
Right. Which is crazy to me because it's just like, you know, whenever I look at New Jack City, you see Boys in the Hood, you see Scarface, you look at all these movies. Look, I'll even give you the whitest of whitest movies. It was the whitest of whitest movies. I ain't trying to be racist or nothing, but I'm just saying, like, the whitest of whitest dope movies that you could fucking get into, Johnny Depp, and it's called Dope.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And that had to probably been the cleanest version of a dope movie because there wasn't necessarily like killings like that and all that extra shit. It was just this dude wanted to smoke weed and sell dope, and he kept getting caught up in the shit, and he kept getting fucked over because of it. Versus these other movies like such as Scarface, like, you pay, that's your head. I'll literally cut your head off and fucking serve that shit to your family like it wasn't shit. Like, yeah, stay in school, kids. Leave the drugs to the devils out here. Like, yeah. And then to fuck his mom, like, that's a twisted ass mind. I'm gonna need to holler at Immortal Technique one time, dude. Like, he fucked his mom too. Like,
Well, now,
what? Now I know it's not like.
obviously he'd be in jail right now if that was
Yeah,
real.
so I know this ain't real. Like,
Yeah.
but even then, like, just the message behind it is crazy. It's just like,
Well, he's talking about, you know,
That's
kind of the
crazy.
involvement, or, you know, because he definitely lived a rough life. And I don't know, I haven't dove that much into it, but I assume he's referencing the fact that he's been a part of it in some respects.
oh yeah,
And so in that,
Most
on
people
that
have.
side of it, he's like basically saying that, hey, I've kind of lived this life myself.
Right.
Like I'm basically in the same position.
it's like you got your Biggies and you got your Pacs and then you got your Lil Waynes. And that's no disrespect to Lil Wayne, because in a sense, Lil Wayne has lived that life in a sense, but, you know, there's a difference between living that life and then fighting for the greater good after living that lifestyle. You know, kind of like we mentioned beforehand, the Nas's. Nas, he lived in that lifestyle. He's been around that lifestyle. He's seen OGs that did fucked up shit, dance with the devil, or they were the devil themselves. And, like, you know, there's a lot of people that are in the hip-hop game that at one point in time were fallen angels. I guess you could call them saved again and angels once again now. But it was because they didn't wish to live in that lifestyle. And it's because they recognized what that lifestyle brought. The reason why they recognized what that lifestyle brought is because they lived it. So T.I. is one of the best examples that I can come to mind. You know, people are always constantly talking about in hip-hop music, why rap about the violence, why rap about the streets, why rap about your constant daily oppression. And T.I. said it best. If this is all we know and this is what we can do to get out of that oppression to get to the other side, why not? You know, if you don't want us rapping about the dope, if you don't want us rapping about the oppression, if you don't want us rapping about all the bads that come with it, give us a different option. And that's a shout out to society. It's more than just telling a black man or a white man or a Latino or a fucking Asian motherfucking or a gringo. Like, thugs come in all shapes, sizes, and colors and races and whatnot, you know. It's one thing to tell them, hey, change your attitude and stop doing what you're doing, versus actually having a society that gives a fuck and is willing to show them a different way. Because when you're living in a lifestyle and that's all you know, it's really hard to beat that cycle. And for the white boys at home that are looking at that and thinking that it's cool and it's dope, I ain't talking to the Asian boys, the niggas, the cracks like me, because I'm a cracker and a nigga. For all of them.
Do people
like,
say that? I've never heard that
crack.
before. Is that for
I'm
real?
gonna tell you, no. My cousins called me that shit, bro. So I was at a family reunion one time and just niggas deep. It was black people all up in my family, and I think it was my cousin Naquan. It was back in the day, like we was young. He was like, Murph, you in the crack. What the fuck is in the crack? You a half a nigga and you half a cracker. I'm gonna call you in the crack. So for the cracks like me, for the mutts, the confused, mixed individuals that we all are in life, if you're not about that life, don't worship it in that sense. I don't think that that's what hip hop music is necessarily meant to be. At least the politics of it. It's kind of hard to separate in this generation just because on the radio they're actually hyping you up on getting on dope, thinking that that's gonna make you feel better. It's not gonna make you feel better. So this
it'll make you feel better.
It'll make you feel better.
Worse.
Yeah, but it also it might make you feel better for the moment, but look at what it does longevity in your lifestyle, in your lifetime, like within your lifestyle. What happens afterwards? That you can be on the drugs, but nobody tells you what happens after the drugs and after all that shit. You know, they might show you how to make that glorious money, and you might see it, and you might think that it's worth it. But when you doing life, genuine life behind bars, no TV, no interaction with civilized human beings, no more pussy, no more pussy, no more mom, no more dad, no more family. Motherfuckers don't come up and see you in that motherfucker. Like, there's very few people that care once you in that situation. So why put yourself in there? You know, I feel for the track in that sense. Like, you know, he's giving back to the world. He's giving back to hip hop culture. This is real hip hop culture. You know.
Well, he's speaking on the exact, and I think in the interview he said that specifically. It's like, you know, we like to talk about, you know, this Scarface fantasy in and of itself, you know, all the good sides, dope slanging and the money and shit. Well, let's talk about the other side of it.
Right.
And so that's the point of this track. It's like not everybody makes it. Like you can be out there slinging and, you know, doing what you can, and guess what?
Thinking you the smartest motherfucker in the world, and that ain't nobody gonna get you until they get you.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. Yep.
I ain't gonna lie, I've seen the facade. I look at the facade. It seems tempting, but I've also seen and talked to motherfuckers when they say, like, they popped a gun, like, they popped a gun. I've seen the motherfucker that said, I popped a gun, and then act crazy in front of an individual and pull out the gun, and he's ready to pop. Like, nigga, you crazy as fuck right now about to pop that shit off. There ain't no point. Like, think about the shit. He don't give no fucks. I mean, there's real killers out there. So if you're not a real killer, stop fronting like you are. That's probably my biggest preaching testimony. There's a lot of motherfuckers out here that want to be killers until they got a bullet in them.
Well, yeah.
Bro, like, that's the
again,
biggest thing.
it's all about the facade.
It's
you
the
know,
facade.
It thinks it makes him a badass, but
Shit
yeah,
ain't
guess
funny.
what? Shit goes
Like,
two ways.
I know, yeah.
But bullets fired go both ways, man.
And what's crazy about it is this, like, I know niggas that have actually been shot and they do it all over again. Fuck it. Like, that's really being a devil. That's really being about that life. And to an extent, there's a sense of respect to it. You know, we have people that I'll call them fallen angels. I won't call them devils. So I'll separate the definitions between actual devils and fallen angels. So somebody that wants to be in God's good graces versus somebody that just genuinely doesn't give a shit. So Pac was a fallen angel. This nigga, he got shot so many times and survived just to push through and continue to hustle. That's a thug. That's a real motherfucker. How you gonna get shot in the head, survive that shit, and say, fuck it, I still don't fear death, and I still have a message that I want to preach to my people, I will not be silenced? Know what you're getting yourself into. Is it worth it? Like, have a purpose in life, too. Like, if you're going to take a bullet to the head, it better be worth it. Yeah, man. For you young individuals, dancing with the devil ain't fun. Shit. I've done it. It ain't fun.
So let's get back to the fucking second, the hidden track. And did you catch all those fucking metaphors he was throwing?
Bro, this nigga said, fuck your blue-eyed white Jesus. This dude said, I gotta get the shit off my chest like a fucking breast reduction. He said, fuck your A&Rs, you know, and there you go. Back to what I was saying. Fuck your A&Rs, fuck your incentive to my talent and what you're trying to do with it versus what I'm trying to speak as an individual that's real shit and put out into the world, you know? Dude, it was just a bunch of talking shit, bro. He was talking shit. He was said shots were fired. Shots were fired.
He said you have to lip. I'll snap your trigger finger in 6 spots. You have to lip lock with a hypodermic needle to slick shots. Okay.
He's talented, man. He is. He's talented. I can't.
Dude, and it's so savage the way he says it.
Like, with him...
Your worship defeats the purpose, like President Bush taking bullets for the Secret Service.
Yeah. Nah, he is. He's talented. He's
oh, yeah, there's your line right there.
Yeah. You faker. What do you say? You're faker than the blue-eyed crackers nailed to the crucifix. Look, yo, fuck your white Jesus, bro.
I'm like time itself. I'm going to kill you inevitably.
Right, dude.
I'm fucking time itself.
Mm-hmm.
This one's crazy as hell. I didn't even get this one at first myself. Produces more using numerology to count the people I've sent to heaven. Produces more digits than 20. You know what that means?
7. Explain it to me.
So 20 divided by 7 is the approximation of the number pi, which is a never-ending number.
Never-ending number?
So it's a never-ending number of people he sent to heaven.
Damn, that he sent to heaven. Boom. Right,
fucking broke it down mathematically.
Shit, Jesus Christ, dude.
Use numerology to count the people I sent to heaven. Produces more digits than 22 divided by 7.
That's why I call him Immortal Technique,
dude.
He is. He's dope. He's quite the lyricist, yo. You know what? Actually taking the time to listen to him and then to break down the lyrics the way we have, like, my question is, does he have new music that's out? Like, is he still doing? Like,
yeah, I actually need to follow up on him. They were supposed to be. I was super excited about the record. He announced he was going to release a new record. I thought in 2018 with R.A. the Rugged Man, which is another dope ass underground rapper like him. But I don't know if it ever. I never saw anything about it, so I either missed it or.
It's whenever you listen to cats like this that you wish that they'd go mainstream. And I understand the reasons why they don't go mainstream.
There's no way this dude will ever go mainstream. He's way too hard.
Right.
But way too hard.
There's no such thing as too hard. My thing, especially now in this generation, you know what? That's what I like about this generation. We're an unforgiving generation to a fault, but also it's not to a fault. For the people that are unforgiving about their words and they mean good behind them, like, there's a lane for that now, you know?
You know, it's a pendulum. It's a pendulum. So we swung way over to the bullshit side. Now it's slowly starting to come back.
It's a fight, dude. We're at war right now. Hip hop is at a war. I gotta make sure you go to the next video that we do. Not the next video, but the next weekend. We about to be on it again. So make sure you tune in to the next hip hop side on my end, just because I got a song by J. Cole that I'm looking to put towards you. There's a lot of explanation to it. It's really deep on my end. It's not a requested video. Something that I heard on the radio. J. Cole's got something in the works. I know he's coming out with the album soon. Should be. This is new fucking music. It ain't off his KOD album. I know that. So he's got a new album on the way. If it hasn't came out, I'll have to do my research on it. But I heard it on the radio, and it spoke to me. And the reason why it spoke to me is just because he was just kind of implementing his vision, and not even just his vision, just what he's been through and what he's seen and what his interactions with other hip-hop artists in the industry, and then his input on the industry and the interactions that he's had. It's really dope. Kind of speaking to Immortal Technique, you know, I really feel like this dude, he could be right there with K-Dot. He fits right in that.
No, he should be.
He fits right there.
He should be.
Hey.
He should have that kind of clout.
If you see this shit, bro, he needs that. He has that kind of clout. I don't want to hear should have that clout. Immortal Technique, you got that clout, bro. I ain't telling you what to do by any means, but I'm just saying I'm a nigga that recognizes talent. Talent is talent. I got talent. The world needs to hear that shit. So, underground only goes so far. I ain't saying mainstream yourself because you're caving in. I'm saying mainstream yourself for the greater good of humanity.
Dude, but he's dope as hell, dude, because he is 100% independent.
Yeah, no,
And,
that's what I'm saying. But even then,
and it came out. And I forget this exact amount. I'll try and find it and put it in the video somewhere. But he gave like hundreds of thousands, if not millions, to Syrian refugees recently. So like he ain't even making money like that. But what he's got, he's giving back.
He's giving back, and that's what I'm saying. So my thing is why not? My thing is this, and I love you said this was gonna be a long drawn out topic with this song, and just deserved, and I understand why, because it's the politics of hip hop, and how the thing I love about hip hop is when it's real hip hop, it speaks on the bullshit of the world that needs to change. So the shit that you hearing right now, it goes on all over the place. And it's not just pertaining to the streets. You're dancing with the devil when you at war.
Speaking of which, did you remember? Did you notice the Nas reference?
What did he say? Well, hold up. Nas challenged computer shit.
Yeah, like,
challenge your computer shit.
I'm Illmatic. You won't make it home like Jerome's niece. So that was from what fucking track was that? That was One Love.
One Love.
Yeah,
all I need is one. Okay, got you.
Yeah, so it talks about Jerome not making it home.
Just not making it home. Look.
So I'm Illmatic. You won't make it home like Jerome's
So my
niece.
thing is, again, like I do, like, yeah, no.
Yeah,
Immortal Technique. See, and this is why I do these videos. This is why we do these videos. This is why we do these videos. If anything, we're looking to touch base with you as a viewers, and aside from touching base with you as a viewers, we're looking to reach out and connect with those individuals that were behind the mastermind that is the music itself. Like, you know, really pick their brains. I want to know why you are not mainstream. I think outside the box. I'm probably going to hurt some family members by doing this shit too. I think outside the box. One thing you're going to get to know.
Well, here's
about
the thing.
me, we real as fuck, yo. Shit.
If thoughts hurt your feelings, you need to get some calluses on.
Yeah, you do need to get some calluses on you.
If you can't have an open discussion, especially with people you disagree with,
right,
you'll never grow.
You'll never grow.
You have to be willing to talk to people you don't like and who disagree with you in order to challenge your own thought processes. Because guess what? If you're only talking to people who agree with you, what are you learning?
Right.
You're just reaffirming what you already know. You just, okay, yeah, that's right. Okay, cool, that's right. But if you don't have somebody who's actually against you, this is something that that dude I've been trying to get you on.
Yeah.
Jordan Peterson.
Right.
This is something that he is really good about talking about. He's like, you should try and find the most intelligent and difficult adversary to your thought processes, so you can bang up against it and see what comes back at you.
Right.
Because if your beliefs can't hold up against what your adversary says, you're either wrong or you don't know enough about what you're trying to talk about.
Right. Exactly.
So you should always be looking to challenge your thoughts. Oh, it's all good.
Dude, lyrics, dope. Metaphors, over the top, amazing. Immortal Technique. If you ever get a chance to see this video, you will see this video one day. Everybody that we shouting out, celebrity-wise, eventually is going to get a hold of this, and they gonna give us our feedback. I want answers.
They all gonna be like,
yeah,
what the fuck is wrong with their audio? It's like everybody else.
This nigga's drinking too much. The Bible said drink and be merry. We sitting at home drinking and being merry. There you go. Anyways, Immortal Technique. I want to know why the fuck you are not mainstream. I don't want to hear no bullshit about the oppression and all that extra. No. Look at this. Homie, I feel what you're saying. You are talented as all get out. The world needs you. Don't do it for the money. Do it for change.
It's not about him not wanting to do it. They won't let him in.
Get yourself out there. The world needs to hear you. This shit's dope. You could be right there with Kendrick and J. Cole. Fuck that Drake shit. Drake's cool, but fuck that Drake shit.
Yeah, you can have his
This
spot.
is another politician of hip-hop that needs to be in the mainstream and giving light to the young minds. Straight up. Because we got a lot of bullshit. We at war right now. We got Eminem, so we got the white person on our side. Then we got the two other niggas that's just right up there with the same mindset. So now we get the Mexican dude. Now we need the Latina side. Like, come on, let's get it. Bring it. With that being said, my name's Ryan.
I'm Victor.
Thank you guys for watching. We out.